Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here, and thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what Spirit has for the Cancer Collective. I've set that intention with my deck and with my guides. So if you're here because this popped up on your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, which I don't even know what that is yet, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot. I do have an oracle deck as well. We will pull from that at the end just to get some additional messages. Death card. So an ending, new beginning, some kind of transformation going on here. Be sure and like the video. Definitely leave a comment if you feel called to do so, and subscribe if you like the messages. That really helps my channel to grow, and all the interactions that you guys do really pushes the videos out so that other people get them as well. So I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. On the bottom of the deck, we had that death card, and death is about an ending, right? So this is Scorpio energy. But death is, with every ending, there is a beginning, right? And this is like going through some kind of big transformation. So this isn't just like, a small ending. Like this is a major arcana card. So this is like a big transformation. So this can be, some kind of spiritual realization, and you're kind of transforming, like ending one way of being and entering a new way of being. And that can be physically, mentally, spiritually, however you want to, see it. But there is some sort of ending here and a transformation underneath the surface. So something has definitely come to a close for you. And the situation is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, but King of Wands is very, that fiery, passionate energy, right? He is an entrepreneur type energy. Very good, like leader, he is able to see the bigger picture. That's why he is a good entrepreneur card, right? Because he can have that bird's eye view. He can see things in the future and kind of get the full picture of a situation. But it's also about like that confidence and being in control, right? The blockage here is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a refusal to make a decision, right? So Two of Swords is all about decisions and balance. The twos represent decisions and balance, like making a choice. She has this blindfold on. So she's refusing to make a choice, or she's refusing to see a situation for what it is. And she's needing to trust her intuition here in order to make this decision, right? But right now, the blockage is that there's not a decision being made about this situation, the King of Wands situation. So she is very blocked off. See how she has her arms crossed here? Across her heart. So she's blocked off emotionally. She's blocked off her intuition, again, because when you block your emotions, you block your intuition. So she's just very blocked off and refusing to kind of make some sort of decision here. The cause of this is the Empress. So the Empress is that very divine feminine energy. This is growth, abundance, like birthing something new. And it's just a very nurturing, fertile type of energy. The Empress lets things come to her, right? She's not forcing things. She's not trying to control. The King of Wands is very much in control, right? But the Empress just kind of goes with the flow, right? She manifests, she uses her intuition, and then she receives. So it's not that she doesn't take any kind of action. She just very much is in that receiving type of energy, because when you push against the energy, when you focus on something too much, or you're trying to control the outcome, you're forcing it, right? And then there's resistance, because that's the way energy works. When you try to force something, there's always resistance. So this is about, needing to not try to control the situation and really just kind of sitting in that Empress energy. So this is, maybe you haven't been sitting in this Empress energy, or this person hasn't been in their Empress energy, right? In the recent past, we have the Magician. So this is what is affecting this present situation. The Magician is the master manifester. He has all the tools that he needs, right? He's got air, earth, fire, water. He's got cups, wands, swords, and pentacles here. And he has his wand up to the sky, and then he has his finger pointed at the ground, like as above, so below. He manifests his desires and brings them down here into the 3D. He brings his manifestations to life. So this is about like taking some sort of decisive action and manifesting what it is that you do want here. And it's working with the universe, right? Like trusting this intuition and then letting things come to fruition with that Empress energy. So this is, maybe you've been manifesting something to happen in this situation, right? Manifesting that they make a decision, or manifesting things to get unblocked, right? And that can really affect your manifestations when you are not sitting in that Empress energy, right? So you manifest, you set your intention, and then you let it come to you. Again, you don't try to control the situation. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get messed up with manifestation. If you're interested in any kind of manifestation journals or anything, I have some journals on my website. Go check those out. I do a lot of coaching for manifestation. All of that is on my website. I highly encourage you to go check it out, because I've used all the products on my website and they really do help your mindset. So this is about like needing to open your intuition, or being open to a decision and not trying to control the situation, right? So your higher self, or your spirit guides, we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is that new like inner child energy. Again, cups are about your emotions. So this is like, that innocence and childlike. Pages are a new energy. He has this cup out and he has a fish, right? So this is like a gift from spirit, like being open to gifts, being open to new opportunities, being open to your intuition, and being open to new ideas here. So again, that Two of Swords, like something's blocked here. Maybe this is you needing to step into this King of Wands energy and take control of things. Or maybe you've been too controlling, right? And you're not trusting your intuition with your manifestations. It's a general reading, so it'll be different for each of you. But I feel like this is just your higher self telling you to be open to new opportunities, be open to new possibilities here. In the near future, we have the Four of Pentacles. So again, the Four of Pentacles can be very closed off. This can be, again, about you needing to open up to new possibilities and letting go of the past. This is holding on to things that no longer serve you. The Four of Pentacles, excuse me, he's got all these pentacles and he's kind of just like hugging onto them and holding onto them, right? And it's good to be frugal and to save and, whether that's your time or your money. But this is more about like, trying to control things and needing to release that control, release the past, and open to these new opportunities. So in the near future, I feel like this is you kind of releasing that control and letting go of the past, letting go of an outcome, and really kind of just trusting that intuition. In your thoughts and feelings, we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment, right? This is emotional fulfillment. Again, the cups are your emotions. And this person is by themselves, right? So they're kind of just sitting here with all of their cups and really enjoying their emotional fulfillment. So this, with the Ten of Cups, you have like a family and a house and, the good job, everything. So this is more about self-care, filling your own cup, and you focusing on your manifestations and your ultimate happiness, right? So self-care is not selfish. This is about you now focusing on what it is that you wish for, focusing on filling your own cup and your wish fulfillment rather than focusing on everyone else. In the environment, the influence here is the Nine of Wands. So again, this is about learning lessons and like really, you've been pushing through a lot of lessons here, persevering, kind of like, overcoming a lot of obstacles here. They call him the Wounded Warrior because he has this bandage on his head and he has all of these wands and he's looking back at all of these lessons, right? So each wand represents a lesson. Like he's been through a lot here. So I just feel like maybe you're kind of like in that last little push to get through things here in order for this ending to come in, that Death card. But this is, just kind of pushing through and overcoming those obstacles right now. In your hopes and fears, we have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is joy and happiness. And this is like celebration, right? You have these two people standing here and you have all of these people in the back. Like they're celebrating an event, right? This is also my card for home. So you could be hoping for like to find a home, or hoping to find that sense of home again with that wish fulfillment. But this can also be like a fear of stability, right? Like you're fearing things could become unstable. So again, it'll be different for each of you, but you could have hopes and fears, right? You could have both. So you could be hoping for a home, or you could be fearing, maybe you're fearing losing a home. But this is also like having that hope, having that joy and happiness, and again, celebrating here. This is my 1111 card. So the potential outcome here is the moon. And the moon is, again, those underlying fears. This is like illusions, things coming to light, right? So it's also about trusting your intuition. And I feel like you're very blocked off here. There's a need to trust in your intuition and don't let those underlying fears get the better of you, whatever they may be, right? Something about releasing past and, this Four of Wands and your hopes and fears. This can have to do with, and it doesn't even have to be a house. It's just home, like that feeling of needing a sense of home, whether that's in a person, a place, a thing, and trusting that, spirit has your back here. There is an ending that is trying to take place, and you really just need to trust your intuition and don't feed into any kind of illusions, right? So the moon is very, it's like under the surface and the things that are happening behind the scenes. So like the moon sheds the lights on the things under the surface. This could be like a subconscious fear around trusting your intuition. This could be some kind of subconscious fear about your happiness, your wish fulfillment. Maybe it's hard for you to focus on what you want for a change, right? You're always focused on everybody else. So this is just a need to trust your intuition and don't let these underlying fears get the better of you here. Let's see. What do they not see coming, Spirit? What does Cancer not see coming? So we have the Devil card, the Seven of Cups, and the Five of Cups. I feel like this is you needing to free yourself from some sort of like confusion or illusion around loss, right? So the Devil is that toxic energy. This is, this can be addictions. This can be control. Again, with that King of Wands, the negative aspect of the King of Wands is control and manipulation. He is very, it's that fiery energy, but in a negative aspect. So again, with trying to control and not opening to your intuition, trying to control situations and not being open to new things or being open to new ideas, right? So that can very much be that devil energy. This can be sitting in toxic thought patterns, toxic behaviors, right? Shopping, eating, whatever those are, drinking, whatever your, addiction would be. But with the devil, it's about freeing yourself. So you have these people here that are in chains, but they're needing to free themselves from that. And then with the Seven of Cups, it is about, having choices and options, but not getting lost in the fog here. I always see the fog with these cups, like needing to make a decision, choose one thing and move forward with that. And don't be disillusioned, right? Don't, this is like wishful thinking. Maybe you are focused on the past here with this Four of Pentacles, and like there's this wishful thinking. And then you have the Five of Cups, which is about needing to be grateful for what you do have and not focusing on what is lost here, right? He is so focused on this Three of Cups that he doesn't see the cups and the bridge and the house behind him here, right? So when we go through endings and we go through big transitions, you're obviously going through some sort of transformation here with that Death card. It is very hard to see the future. It is very hard to focus on the positive. And this is about like, these toxic thought patterns and really kind of this wishful thinking about the past, like focusing on what is lost here. So you're needing to free yourself from a mindset around loss and kind of this like disillusionment, right? Again, with that Moon card, don't be disillusioned. Like, don't let these fears control you. Yes. I just feel like this is, if this is in your near future, then this is being brought to your attention so you can deal with it. And we will get advice from Spirit. But, that Devil, the Seven of Cups and Five of Cups, this is really about like sitting in some kind of toxic pattern about wishful thinking and focusing on what is lost. and really needing to just find the lesson in the situation and focus on that rather than focusing on what has been lost in the situation. What's the advice, Spirit? So you have the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. I love that. So Page of Pentacles, new opportunities. This could be messages from Spirit, right? So pages are messengers. This could be like messages from Spirit, again, being open to those messages. Here with the Page of Cups, being open to intuitive messages. You've been closed off to your intuition, not trusting your intuition here. You're sitting in fear with that Devil and that Moon. So the Page of Pentacles is about like focus on new, new job, a new focus, new spirituality. And then you have the Three of Pentacles, which is about like working with others, collaboration, teamwork. So try something new and work with others in order to expand and grow, right? So the Three of Wands is about expansion, growth, like seeing out at the horizon, right? Like he's looking out at the horizon here and seeing the possibilities, like, right, these ships coming in here and all of this out here in front of him. Again, with the King of Wands, it's about that, bigger picture thinking. And I feel like you've really been closed off to that bigger picture thinking. Like you're so focused on what is lost and what could have been, this wishful thinking, right? This negative thought pattern about, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that. This is really about the foresight, seeing the future. The King of Wands sees that bigger picture and being open to new opportunities, working with others, and expanding, growing spiritually, mentally, right? Whether that's in business or, just your mental capabilities here. I just feel like you've been very closed off to situations. It's kind of like, these like you're manifesting with the Magician. You want these new things to come in, but you're so closed off to it, and you need to just open to it and work with others, right? Like, if there's a project at work, then kind of collab with others to build something here, or just find like a community to work with. Interesting. I really love that though. I feel like it's just a mindset change for you, just needing to, again, be open to receive. You have the Empress, you have the Page of Cups, and you have the Page of Pentacles, like being open to receive your manifestations. And I feel like that's hard, when it's kind of like that saying, be careful what you wish for. Like when you manifest something and it starts to come in and things start to change, you can kind of sit in that fear, like, oh my gosh, things are changing. But you literally asked for it, right? You manifested, and now things have to change in order for your manifestations to come in. But with every ending, there is a new beginning, right? The Death card. Let's pull you some Oracle and get you some additional messages. What else do you have for Cancer Spirit? Authenticity. Be your divine self at all times. You weren't designed to fit in. Break away from expectations and fully express yourself in your own unique way, and you'll be a magnet for success. Self-love. You are worthy and deserving of all of the abundance in the universe. Treat yourself with love and respect you desire, and others will follow suit. Very much that Nine of Cups, right? Self-love is not selfish, but we have to take care of ourselves. Solitude. Spending time alone is often what we need to hear the whispers of our soul. Get to know all aspects of yourself so you can stand on your own in any situation. I love that. I feel like solitude is very, very important. Pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back and look at all the possible outcomes and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. Very much that big picture thinking, right? Looking out into the horizon and seeing other opportunities, seeing what it is, like these choices, right? And really needing to choose what it is that you do want. Fresh start. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. Open to your intuition, right? There's an ending in your environment here, and you've definitely been through a lot. You've learned a lot of lessons with that Nine of Wands, but now it is time for you to open to your intuition and sit in that Empress energy and let your manifestations come in, because you have been manifesting and new things are trying to come in here for you. So I love this message for you, Cancer. I hope that that helps, and I will see you next time. Bye.